I'm Cape Joel, and this is Comic Smack, your weekly, daily, all the time, anytime comic show where I give you your fix of everything you need to know from the world of comic books and superheroes. And on today's show, we're taking a closer look at Wonder Woman issue number 6, another flashback issue that details Diana's first coming to man's world. What'll happen next? Let's hop on in together and find out, shall we? Alright, so as the comic opens up, Diana and Steve crash land back in America. Needless to say, they turn a bunch of heads in their invisible jet. Actually, there's a truly hilarious bit in this comic where we find out the army tries to seize the invisible jet. The only problem is they can't find it because it's invisible. Diana and Steve are still suffering through the whole language barrier thing that's going on right now. This makes dealing with the authorities quite difficult as everyone is shocked to see this 8-foot-tall warrior woman with ancient weapons that seem to be even more advanced than what they're carrying. Also, you gotta remember this is a prequel story, so people aren't used to the idea of super people running around right now. In fact, in this issue, they make reference to the fact that Superman is a fairly new occurrence in this world. Steve gets debriefed on the mission he was on and, deals with the whole coming back from the dead thing. Shockingly, when you've been classified DOA, you have to do a bunch of paperwork to undo that sort of thing. In a fun twist, too, we get to see the first meeting between Steve and Etta Candy, bringing this whole, flashback year one story and the current present-day storyline a lot closer together in a meaningful way. This is one of several times they'll do that throughout this comic. I also found it fun that Etta Candy in this story is actually Steve Trevor's superior officer. Now, Etta doesn't believe Wonder Woman to be a threat, but she wouldn't be doing her job as a government agent if she didn't attempt to assess the situation first. The only problem is no one can talk to Diana because no one speaks her very particular branch of dead Greek language. Luckily, they have an ace in the hole, Dr. Barbara Ann Minerva, pre-Cheetah transformation. This woman is a famous explorer, archaeologist, and apparently an expert on dead languages. Ain't that just so convenient? Now, Diana was nice enough to agree to stay in a cell until such a time as she was deemed not a threat. That night, though, she gets a crazy vision of the Greek gods who come to her as animals. They say that she has a great destiny waiting ahead of her, and then they bestow upon her all the gifts of Olympus that give Wonder Woman her amazing powers in the first place. This is quite the compelling little retcon because if you'll remember back in the most original version of Wonder Woman's story, she was bestowed gifts by the gods upon the moment of her birth when her mother forged her out of clay. Now she's getting them later on in life. In fact, while we're on the subject, Wonder Woman's birth is probably the thing I want to see most addressed in this new Greg Rucka series. I was not a fan of the whole demigod origin, especially because Wonder Girl basically had the same origin. Thanks to Barbara Ann, they're finally able to make first contact with Wonder Woman, and they don't believe her when she starts saying that the gods visited her and gave her magic powers. Well, you know what they say, seeing is believing, so as the comic winds down, Wonder Woman tears open the cage that she's being kept in. Do you believe her now? Because you should. Wonder Woman number 6 was another very strong issue in a very strong series. What I like more about it than just about anything else is that it actually manages to tie these two different time period storylines together in a nice bow. Up until now, I was kind of worried about how this book might very well read in trade, but now after reading this 6th issue, I can say I think it's going to read pretty good, actually. Also, I think this issue marks the moment, too, where I find this flashback year one Wonder Woman story just a bit more interesting than the present storyline with the evil plant god. And I mean, really, the fact that we've gotten like 4 different Wonder Woman origin retellings, from Wonder Woman Earth 1 to the Bombshell series to Legends of Wonder Woman to now this, and that I still think this is really good and not derivative should speak volumes about how good it is. It's the little character moments and interactions that really make it. I completely skipped over Steve Trevor having to inform the families of his soldiers that died on the away mission with him. That was good stuff. It's more depth than the character's ever been allowed before, and I dig it. Overall, I would give this one a strong 8.5 out of 10. Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching my newest video. I hope you enjoyed it, and while you're here, why not check out another video I have on offer, or maybe if you're feeling in a supportive mood, you want to like or subscribe. And if you want to support the creation of more videos just like this one, then please by all means check out the Cape Joel Patreon. A little bit goes a very long way, and I will see you all next time.